A freaky eater is someone who takes an eating habit to the extreme.
29-year-old Amber lives on a diet of French fries.
I like the way they make me feel.
Every meal of every day for the past 26 years.
If I didn't allow her to only eat French fries, Amber would not eat.
And her 7-year-old daughter is following in her footsteps.
These are really good.
It's not an easy thing to live with, and I don't want to see that happen to my daughter.
In just 1 week, can specialists Mike Dow and JJ Virgin free Amber and her daughter from their disastrous diet? Or will the change push Amber over the edge?
I can't do it.
Amber's a tough case because Amber is only going to do what Amber wants to do.
I want to get the hell out of here. My name is Amber, and I am definitely a freaky eater.
29-year-old Amber only eats French fries, devouring in excess of 125 pounds of deep-fried French fries each and every month. Yearly, that's the equivalent of 6,000 potatoes. 115 potatoes every single week.
Amber eats French fries, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
But Amber cannot eat just any French fries. Smell, color, and texture are also important.
A lot of the times fries will have a burnt end like this. That is definitely something that I cannot eat. So I will take that and pinch it off and stick it underneath the napkin and then eat the rest of the fry. I will feel even a little euphoric after eating fries. I'm not sure what it is about them that makes them so good, but I like the way they make me feel.
Amber Scott grew up in the small rural community of Ennin, Ohio, the youngest of 3 children who, at first, had no problems with food.
She was great with baby food, but between the age of 3 and 4, she stopped eating everything other than French fries.
I remember being a normal eater, and then overnight, it just stopped.
Amber's problem quickly progressed, and she began gagging on every new food.
She would say the smell was awful. If she tasted it, she'd spit it out, or she would actually vomit. If I didn't allow her to only eat French fries, Amber would not eat.
Concerned, Amber's mother sought advice from doctors who told her Amber would grow out of her picky eating, so she continued cooking Amber fries every meal of every day. This has been Amber's diet for the past 26 years. Now, Amber has a 7-year-old daughter of her own.
McCartney's a picky eater, as well as her mom.
While McCartney will also eat pizza and some fast food, she has recently started refusing more and more foods, the same way Amber did when she was 3.
McCartney treats foods a lot like how I treat them. She will gag at times.
I don't like to try new food because it's gonna be like stinky or kind of gross.
Amber is absolutely convinced that both she and her daughter have a genetic condition that makes new tastes unbearable.
These are really good.
It came out perfect. I wanted to teach her that if there's something different about yourself and you're not like everyone, that it's okay to be who you are.
She has tried researching their condition, but she's only found a few other people who share her habits, and no one has been able to find a diagnosis.
I've tried therapists, I've tried doctors, they don't understand. I've tried everything that I know, but I don't know how to change it.
While Amber has not yet suffered any health problems from her diet, she knows all too well the mental anguish that comes with not fitting in.
I've been chastised, I've lost friends. They'll say stuff like, I can eat anything. And it's like, well, that's great, good for you, but I can't.
Feeling like an outcast, Amber avoids many social events for fear of being judged for a problem she can't explain.
I don't want to have to answer someone's questions every day. And people get upset because they think, well, then you must be doing this out of choice. And it's like, I would never do this out of choice.
Amber does not believe either she or her daughter can change, but she is desperate to understand her condition.
I want to know why I'm like this. I want to find out.
Looking for answers, Amber's called in freaky eater specialists Dr. Mike Dow and JJ Virgin for help. With 1 week of intense therapy, they'll attempt to free her from the agony of her restricted diet.
I'm a psychotherapist specializing in addictive behaviors and eating disorders.
JJ Virgin.
Hi, Amber.
I'm a board-certified nutrition specialist. Why do you think that you're only reaching for those French fries?
I feel that there is something beyond oh, I don't want to eat that. I mean, that's definitely not it, because I do want to eat it. And there are foods that I have sat down and have tried.
What happens?
I throw it up.
Okay, so I'm hearing you do want to try to eat healthy.
Yes, I've tried.
But you can't.
I can't. I definitely am leaning more towards the fact that it's medical, because I know that what I'm doing is not a choice. I mean, even just one new food can open up a whole lot of options for me, even one.
Good. Amber contacted Dr. Dow and I for help because she really wants to understand her problem. I'm sending Amber to the lab to run some genetic tests because she needs to find out, once and for all, if something's going on with her.
Coming up, will Amber believes she can only eat French fries because of a genetic condition that makes her gag on other foods. To determine if that is the case, nutritionist J.J. Virgin had Amber and her daughter submit DNA samples to a genetic lab. Now the results are in.
We're trying to find out if Amber has sensitive tastes, because if she does, it could make her a picky eater. I know that you've been waiting a long time to learn all of this stuff.
Okay.
Based on their genes, the lab categorizes people into two main groups, either tasters or non-tasters.
95% or more of the population falls into one of those categories. You know, we talk to those people, they're very sensitive to taste. They'll be the picky eaters, right? Trying to find something that they like. The non-tasters will have a tendency to overeat because everything tastes good to them. When a geneticist looked at yours, they called me because they'd never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Never. It's extremely rare. So there's 55 different taste variations here. Yours follow no pattern at all. Your results were inconclusive, so it completely explains what you've been saying.
Unbelievable. For the majority of my life, I've been shouting that this is not my fault, that there's something going on with me, and nobody wanted to hear that. And finally, it's a relief.
What I want you to know now is it validates you, but it also doesn't validate this behavior. Your genetics will shape your behavior, but they aren't forcing it. You still ultimately have a choice.
Amber's results mean that she will always have trouble adapting to a new taste, but it's not impossible.
We aren't gonna really know what she's gonna like until she tries it, but what we do know is if she doesn't hate it, then that's a food that she can incorporate into her diet. The good news with your daughter is that she's a non-taster.
That's good.
Amber's daughter did not have that highly sensitive taste reaction. In fact, Amber's daughter is a non-taster, which would mean that her daughter should really like a wide variety of foods. Maybe you can have her help you.
McCartney's just a normal 7-year-old child who doesn't want to try her vegetables, and now I know that that's what I'm dealing with versus having a serious medical issue.
So here's everything about you and everything about your daughter, and clearly we have some work to do.
Now Dr. Dow wants to tackle the other side of Amber's disorder, the fear she feels when faced with a new food.
If it started with a physical genetic piece, that emotional pieces of this disorder either can help it or make it worse. So we do have this strictly genetic and physical mixed with the emotional part of a disorder. Amber has learned this aversion towards choices because she does have this physical response and also a psychological one, the anxiety, the beating of the heart, the sweaty palms when she is approached with trying a new food. The treatment for your condition is graded exposure therapy. We are going to break down step by step by step the things that you want to do in your life.
So before he has Amber tackle a new taste, Dr. Dow starts even smaller, with a familiar food that only looks a little different.
Start with tastes and also textures that you already like, and then we change one thing at a time. This is going to teach your brain that you can't eat this.
I am very nervous, and even though French fries are a safe food, changing their color makes me feel uneasy.
I would like for you to taste one of the red French fries.
I feel like this is not a baby step, and this is not where I would have chosen to start. I guess it's this one. I wanted it over with. I just wanted to be done with the rainbow fries.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Every time you try something new, you are going to be one step closer to having the life that you want.
Yuck.
There was a real yuck face when you put that in your mouth.
It wasn't pleasant.
But it also wasn't extremely unpleasant.
Right.
The fact that Amber was able to take a bite, to me, is a success. I just want Amber to have a bite, to have the experience, and to say, did I die? No, and if not, then I'm okay.
Building on her progress, Dr. Dow moves on to an even more unnatural color, blue.
What are you feeling right now by looking at that blue fry?
It looks like a dead blue finger.
The average person may say, eating a blue French fry is no big deal. You know, why is she crying over this? But you have to understand that for Amber, emotionally, it's like jumping out of an airplane.
Here.
I want to give you a huge amount of credit for what you just did. I knew that any step that we take is going to provoke some fear in Amber. But the fact that she was able to take this step says that she can indeed make changes to her diet and her life. This was hard for you, and you did it.
Coming up,